So, probably the first woman I thought of when you asked me this was Margaret Hamilton. Now, Margaret Hamilton, a lot of nerds will know who she is. If they don't know who she is, they haven't done their homework, because she basically coined the term software engineering. Right? Before Margaret Hamilton, there was no software engineering. There was no studies for it whatsoever. Like, it was a completely unknown to everybody. Like, all the systems there were no systems. They were wide open. She basically pioneered architecture that is in use today. She wrote the code for the lunar lander. She took us to the moon.
One of the women who had a huge impact on my life was C.J. Taylor, who was the founder of the Susan G. Komen Puget Sound affiliate. She was the first example of servant leadership that I had in my professional career. She had this uncanny ability to take people and take their strengths and apply them in a way that not only did the most to support the organization's mission of fighting breast cancer, but also really made people feel like they were contributing to something important.
A woman that has really inspired me is my former professor. Her name is Eleanor Duckworth. And I took her course, The Having of Wonderful Ideas. Eleanor is a champion for something she calls critical exploration. Essentially what it is an approach to learning that helps you get at what people know. And I find that even though I don't currently work in education, it really impacts the way I interact with people, how I help people, and thinking about how they look at the world, what questions inspire them, and what gets in the way.
Her name is Belle Randall, and she's not a designer. She's actually, she taught a lit class at Cornish, and she's a poet. And I really sought her out for learning about writing better, being more, not for the sake of just being a more persuasive writer, but I read stuff that she had done, and it really, really hit me, both in my head and my heart.
When I took her course, it was pretty massive, hundreds of students, but it's pretty remarkable that she had a personal touch with everyone. I remember I wrote a paper about what I observed, and she remembered what I had written.
My old boss, Amanda, from years and years ago, she just was, just had incredible loyalty for her team, and then also to herself and her family.
I want to talk about Purnima. She is like she's also an Android developer. She's in the same team, doing the same work as me.
Think about this, like 1969, like basically the earliest days of computing, like, and it's such a like esoteric like discipline. Like, very few people even know of it or have the access to the equipment to do anything about it. And here's this woman just like kicking everybody's ass.
I have to say that she is really super smart.
I think the world of her. She really changed my life on how I looked at things creatively.
She has also been an example for us. Like, she always coming with new stuff, like, oh, you can do this, you can try that. I'm really amazed about all the talent that she has.
She was my mentor. She passed away 6.5 years ago, and I miss her dearly. And I hope that if I can be even a fraction of the leader that she was, then I will have done a really good job.
There's a routine called Burn Baby Burn, which is the landing subroutine, which is great. That's called Burn Baby Burn. It's actually in the code.
I've always kind of been a big fan of International Women's Day, and it's good to highlight, especially in this industry. We have so many problems. It's good to highlight women in the tech industry and just give some shout outs.
I feel like I've been so fortunate to have so many great women leaders in my life.
We need women, we need minorities, we need all the voices in there, in all the aspects in society. I
know with days, sometimes it gets a little bit, things can get a little silly, like you'll have Pride Margarita Day, Donut Day. All of those are truly important, but it's nice that there is a day to celebrate women on an international level, for people to come together and think about the impact women have on the world. But I look forward to the day when it's not just a day, it's just a part of life. But until then, I think it's really important that we have holidays like this to help remind us what we each contribute to the world.